these two numbers should be of two or more than two numbers should be of same type. Now, when I say same type, what does it mean? Now, suppose I have to compare rice, which is given as 500 gram, and we have sugar, let's say 2 kgs. Right? And if I ask you to find out the ratio of rice is to sugar, this is rice. So at this point of time, I cannot compare them. Why? One is in gram, another is in kg. You have to bring in same unit. First of all, in ratio, the unit has to be same. Then only you can find out ratio. So kilometer and meter, you cannot find out the ratio. In this case, when I say rice is to sugar or rice is to sugar, both ways are correct of writing two numbers in ratio. R is to S. You read this 2 dot as R is to S, and this is R by S. So you convert this 2 kg into grams, it will be equal to 2000 gram. You can do vice versa. You can convert grams also into kg. Both you can do, right? So here, if you have to find out the ratio of rice is to sugar, so how much rice do we have? 500. How much sugar we have? 2000. What is the ratio? 1:4 or 1/4, right? Second thing, the definition of ratio, second part of this definition of ratio is, it is the most reduced form of a fraction. If you take any fraction and bring it in the most reduced form, then you say that the numbers are in given ratio. For example, 10:6. Or I can also write this as 10/6. Is it in the most reduced form? Or can you further cancel it? Can you cancel it, or it is already in most reduced form? You can cancel it with, so this is 5:3. Right? So this 5:3 is called ratio of two numbers. See, actual numbers are 10 and 6. Right? Actual number are 10 and 6. You cancel it with 2 and you got 5:3. Even if I take 15 and 9, cancel it, this also gives me 5:3 ka ratio. And if I take, let's say, 20 and 12, so 4 5s are 20, 4 3s are 12, right? 4 5s are 20, 4 3s are 12. Now, when I say there are two numbers in ratio 5:3, so there is a possibility, and the possibilities are so many. So if I say there are two numbers which are in the ratio 5:3, the numbers can be either 5 and 3, or number can be 10 and 6, or number can be 15 and 9, or number can be 20 and 12, and so many. So there are so many types of, so many possible pairs which are possible, right? Where ratio is 5:3. So remember in smaller classes when they say sum of two numbers, let's say two numbers are in ratio, let's say two numbers A and B are in ratio 5:3, and their sum, let's say 32, right? If I say that there are two numbers which are in ratio 5:3 and their sum is 32. So how we used to solve this question? We used to take this as, let numbers are 5x and 3x. Let numbers are 5x and 3x. So why we used to take 5x and 3x? Because these two numbers are there, right? Which are obtained by cancelling some number. What number we cancel? Like here 2 cancelled both. Here 3 cancelled both. Here 4 cancelled both. So I don't know which number has cancelled it. So I multiplied that number which was common in both. Right? 5x and 3x. So now you add them, 5x plus 3x. Why? Because sum is given as 32. Sum is given as 32. So 5x plus 3x is, Raj. Raj beta. Good afternoon. आजा 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 आजा. मैं हूँ फ्री 4 बजे 5 बजे के बाद। लेकिन तू आ जा, पहले ही आ जा, 4:30 तक आ जा। ठीक, ओके। मे बी नेटवर्क इशू। Still not able to? Wait, I rejoin it. Right? So you got x is equal to 4. Now your numbers are what? 5x and 3x. So you take number as 5 into 4 and 3 into 4. So this is how you can obtain your number. One number is 20 and 12. Like, this is how we used to solve it. So the question is why we take number as 5x and 3x or 5y, 3y, 5a, 3a. Why we introduce a variable? Because we do not know what is that common variable which we earlier cancelled out. Right? In this case, 2 is that number which is common, so we cancelled out. Here, 3 is that number which was common, so we cancelled out. Ratandeep, there is some network issue. यहाँ पर कुछ नेटवर्क इशू आ रहा है। सुनते जा, मैं जो जो बोल रहा हूँ, बीच में हो सकता है चालू हो जाए। You have done ratios, na? Now there are different types of ratios, right? The most important is called continued ratio. So what is a continued ratio? So we'll take an example for this. Let's say it is given that A is to B is 2 is to 3 and B is to C is 3 is to 4. Right? Let's say two numbers which are in the ratio A and B are in the ratio 2 is to 3 and B and C are in the ratio 3 is to 4. Right? Then if I ask you find A is to B is to C, says that when A is 2, B is how much? 3. And when B is 3, C is how much? 4. So on ratio scale, here B is common, the value of B is also common, right? So it's simple, when A is 2, B is 3, and when B is 3, C is 4. So ratio of A is to B is to C is 2 is to 3 is to 4. But you won't get such question, right? Second case, let's say A is to B is 2 is to 3, and B is to C is, let's say, 4 is to 5. Then we have to find out A is to B is to C. Then we have to find A is to B is to C. Now see here, what is common? B is common, but the value of B is not common. This is 3 and 4, right? So what you should do, you should multiply this value of B with first ratio and the value of B from first ratio with second ratio. So this will give you 8 is to 12 and 12 is to 15. Right? Now you again read it as, it says that when A is 8, B is how much? 12. And when B is 12, C is how much? 15. So when A is 8, B is 12. And when B is 12, C is what? 15. Now you check the ratio of A's to B. What is the ratio of A's to B? 2 is to 3. 4 2 is 8, 4 3 is 12. Check the ratio of B's to C. Cancel with 3. 3 4 is 12, 3 5 is 15. See? 4 is to 5, right? And if you have if you have, let's say A is to B is 1 is to 2. Seven is to 9, right? Three ratios are given to you. And then I ask you to find out A is to B is to C is to D, right? A is to B is to C is to D. So how to do this, right? Of course, if you go and try to make B equal and then you make C equal, so B will change. If you make C equal, B will change. So simultaneously, both will not be able to become equal. So in such cases, or any ratio greater than this, you should remember this first. So multiply all the first three values, 1, 3 into 7. 1 into 3 into 7 is what? Right? So write 21 here. Is to second place not known, third place not known. And to find out the value of D, multiply all last values. So what is 5 2s are? 10. 10 into 90, right? So that will give you directly the value of D. How to find out B, right? First of all, if you can use the basic calculations. So from here, the ratio of A is to B is what? 1 is to 2. That means if A is 1 part, B is 2 part. But A is how much? B will be double of that. The double of that will be what? 42. Right? Suppose you cannot make it out how this you got 42. See, this is already A. A you got directly, D you got directly. So you remember, you write A by B is given as 1 by 2, right? What is the value of A we have obtained? 21 by B is equal to 1 by 2. Cross multiply. 2 into 21 is 42 is equal to B or not? So we can write B in this fashion also, right? Another way of writing B. And then the ratio of B is to C is 3 is to 5 and C is to D is what? 7 is to 9. So suppose we have to find out C. With logic in this particular question, this is 90, 9 part is 90, so 7 part should be 70. Right? Let's check it out. But suppose you want to directly find out from here. So what is B is to C given to you? 3 is to 5. And what is the value of B? 42. C. 3 by 5. 3 ones are 3, 3 fours are 12. So you got 14 by C is equal to 1 by 5. Cross multiply. 5 14s are 70 is equal to C. Right? So C ka value is. Now once you do this, you have to check one more thing. Is there any number which can cancel all four? If yes, you should cancel it. Otherwise, this is your answer. See, 21 is made by what? 3 and 7. So 3 or 7 ही check करना है. 3 can cancel this, this and this cannot cancel this. 7 can cancel this, this but not and this but cannot cancel 90. So this is your answer. Right? 21 is to 42 is to 70 is to 90. That is the ratio of A is to B is to C is to D. You can find out for D is to E, E is to F or भी जो भी है, right? In the similar way. Ratio is not a very difficult chapter. Ratio and average are two, and percentage, comparatively easier chapter. Ratio, percentage, averages are comparatively easier chapter. Clear? This continued ratio is clear. Right. Now let's understand something called ratio scale and actual scale. There is something called, इसको मैंने मैसेज कर दिया कि मैं भी फोन करूंगा, फिर भी फोन लगा रहा है. There is something called ratio scale and actual scale. The ratio scale and actual scale has some similarity. I mean, what is ratio scale and what is actual scale? Actually solving a question by two different methods, right? In one method, we use variable. In the second method, we avoid variables. Let's see how to do it. It is given that A and B are in the ratio 4:7 and sum of A and B, A plus B, is given as 32. Sum of A plus B is given as 132. So A and B are in the ratio 4:7 and their sum is given as 132. Find A and B. So in this question, what is given? Two numbers on ratio scale and their actual sum, right? So you write ratio scale here, or simply write ratio and actual scale. Numbers are A and B. So on ratio scale, numbers are 4 and 7, right? And on actual scale, their sum is given. This sum is given as what? 132, right? So actually their sum is given and numbers are given in the ratio scale. Numbers are in the ratio. So tell me one thing. What is their sum on ratio scale? 7. But what is their actual sum? So I have to find some number which when multiplied with 11 gives 132. सलोनी कैलकुलेटर पे थोड़ा रैम खाओ बेटा. 11 into 12. ये बेसिक कैलकुलेशन है, इसके लिए कैलकुलेटर मत निकाला करो. 11 into 12 is what? 132. This 12 is called multiplying factor. Multiplying factor. शॉर्ट फॉर्म लिखने के बाद एक बार बीबीए के बच्चों ने कुछ अलग ही मतलब निकालते हैं. जानते हो स्कूल के बच्चे कैसे होते हैं. Now this multiplying factor you have to multiply with other ratios also. Means 7 into 12. How much? 84. And 4 into 12. 48. Now even if you add these two numbers, see, it will give you 132. So this, why we use this? To avoid, remember that previous question we have solved using variable. Variable use kare the. Let's say numbers are 4x and 7x. I can solve this question by using that particular approach also. Let numbers are 4x and 7x and their sum is given as 132. So 11x is equal to 132. X is equal to 22. And then you put 4 into 22, 7 into 22. Sorry, 12. 4 into 12 and 7 into 12. ये स्कूल में किया होगा तुमने, हा? ऐसे ही करते थे स्कूल में. स्कूल में ऐसे ही सिखाते ना, ये नहीं सिखाते. ठीक है. Want to note it on this? Jay, you understood? So when we'll do problems, we'll understand it in detail. The other different types of problem. एक कॉइन वाला प्रॉब्लम बड़ा आता है, परेशान करता है लोगों को. Right? First of all, you should know how to convert from paisa to rupees. How you convert some 50 paisa into rupees? 50 by 100. Divide by 100, right? Any paisa, if you want to convert that into rupees, you divide by 100. तो कॉइन वाला प्रॉब्लम थोड़ा सा प्रॉब्लम करता है, बच्चों को समझ नहीं आता. विल डू इट. ठीक है. Okay. Next is we have proportion. Proportion सीखा था, and then variation, and then we'll take up some problem. So what is proportion? This is called quality of ratio. Now, when someone asks you कि where proportion is used in real life, ऐसे नमूने मिलते हैं लाइफ में कि बोलते हैं मैथ्स कहाँ यूज होता है, राइट? तो एक्सप्लेन देम विथ proportion if you understand. Proportion, where proportion is used, I tell you. हमारे घर में कोई मेहमान आए, उनके लिए चाय बनाइए, बनाते हो चाय? कभी दो लोग आते हैं, राइट? सपोज ए और बी आए तुम्हारे घर में, लेट्स से 2 कप चाय बनाई. तो 2 कप चाय में लेट्स से you put 3 spoon of sugar, let's say 1 spoon of tea, right? टी मतलब चाय पत्ती. Now if you get 4 people, A, B, C, D. If you get now 4 people, how many spoon of tea you will put in? अगर 2 कप के लिए you are putting 3 spoon, right? To get a good taste. But 4 people now have come. So how many spoons of sugar you will get? 6. अगर 2 लोग चाय पीने आए, उनको you are putting 3 spoon of sugar to make a tea. 6 ही डालोगे ना, भगा दोगे उनको. 6 spoons, right? And how many spoon of tea, चाय पत्ती? 2. 2 spoon of tea, right? And ये शुगर है. तुमने किया क्या यहाँ पर? तुमने proportion यूज किया है. Proportion is equality of ratio. So in first case, when 2 people are there, what is the ratio? 3:1. The ratio of sugar is to tea is what? 3:1. In second case also, sugar is to tea कितना हुआ? 6:2, which is again equal to. So in both cases, the ratio has same or not. This is called proportion. कहते हैं उसी proportion में ऐड करो जिस proportion में लोग आए हैं. Understood? So that is the meaning of proportion in real life. It is simply called equality of ratios, right? So when we say there are 4 numbers A, B, C, D, and there is some proportion, let A, B, C, and D are in proportion, then how you write it? We write this as A is to B is in proportion with B is to C, right? That means A by B, sorry, C is to D. You can also write this as A by B is equal to C by D. So write this as A by B is equal to C by D. So when you are writing A is to B is to C is to D, और a by b is equal to c by d, both the meaning are same. a by b को ऐसे लिखा, इस टू को हटा के प्रोपोर्शन का साइन हटा के इक्वल टू c by d. So when we are writing this a is to b is in proportion with c is to d. So this a and d are called extreme value. B and c are called mean value. Here, product of extreme is equal to product of mean. It simply means AD is equal to BC. Done? This is clear. Sometimes they'll say that there are three numbers which are in ratio, proportion. So let A, B and C are in proportion. Say three numbers are in proportion, then A is to B is in proportion with B is to C. Because जो middle वाला number है, that is called mean proportional. इसका square is equal to, right, same thing. C should be replaced with B. Huh? B square. Okay. So here we have to understand something here in this case. That is called four basic, let's say five important results on proportion. Okay. Have A by B is equal to C by D. So there are five important results based on this. First of all, componendo. Dividendo. Let's write it down in order. First is alternando, invertendo, componendo, and dividendo. And last is componendo and dividendo together. Fifth is C and D together, componendo and dividendo. So what is alternando? Right? What is alternando? In alternando, what we do? We either alter this and this, either interchange D and A or interchange B and C, not both simultaneously. Right? So when you do this, equality sign will remain as it is, right? It will be D by B is equal to C by A. right? So equality will remain same. Invert endo means flip it. It will be B by A, D by C. Componendo means what? Adding 1 to both sides. If you have A by B, add 1. C by D, add 1. So this whole thing will become A plus B by B is equal to C plus D by D. Dividendo means what? Subtracting 1 from both. A by B minus 1 and C by D minus 1, which will become A minus B by B is equal to C minus D by D. Last is applying componendo and dividendo together. In componendo and dividendo, this thing, right? This thing, you can write this as A plus B over A minus B is equal to C plus D over C minus D. Right? That means in numerator you write A plus B, denominator you write A minus B. Right hand side numerator you write C plus D, denominator you write C minus D. So these four, the last one is used sometime when it is to be used when we have fraction on the left hand side, fraction on right hand side, right? दोनों साइड फ्रैक्शन है तब उसको यूज कर सकते हैं मेनली. Proportion is comparatively easier. Sometimes they'll say that first proportion and third proportion are given. Find mean proportion. It means what? Mean proportion means, so they are saying first, right? So when we write A is to B is in proportion with B is to C. So this A is called first, this B is called mean, and C is called third. Right? First and third, nothing else is mentioned, then it means the middle number has to be written twice. Or say square of middle number is equal to AC. Right? And last in this chapter is last in this chapter is variation. Variation. So what is variation? So there are three types of variation. Variation means when one value changes with respect to other values. So first is called direct variation. Second is called inverse variation. Third is called mixed variation. Right. What is direct variation? Direct variation means if x changes, y also changes. If x increases, y will also increase. If x decreases, y will also decrease, right? So how you write direct variation? For example of direct variation is if there are 10 men and they can eat, let's say, 40 chapatis. 20 men can eat how many chapatis? 80. Double it, right? So in this case, if I double this will also get doubled. Direct variation. If one is increasing, 10, 40, that means 20 will be 80. Direct variation. One increases, another will also increase. One decreases, another will also decrease. When we do direct variation, there is something constant which we need to know. If I say A is directly proportional to B, this is how we write. And when you remove this sign of proportionality, you will get KB. K is one constant, right? Second, you have inverse variation. What is inverse variation? Inverse variation, if I say A is inversely proportional to B. Understand this K is a constant, its value will not change. The value of A and B keep on changing, but the value of K will not change. Similarly, here also when you remove the sign of proportionality, some constant will get introduced. Here this K is a constant. A is inversely proportional to B. Again, A and B can take so many values, but the value of K, first value of K will be determined by value of A and B. Once you get the value of K, it will not change. That is a constant thing here, right? The third is mixed variation. In mixed variation, two cases might happen that A is directly proportional to B and A is inversely proportional to C. So A can directly proportional to B, but at the same time A is inversely proportional to C. If I combine both, right? In this case, A is directly proportional to B, inversely proportional to C. And when you remove this sign of proportionality, you will get K V by C. So that is how you write variation. Questions इस पे simple तो नहीं आता है. Sometimes we say value of something or diamond is directly proportional to square of weight. First, whatever is weight and square of it. That is how you write. Cube of something, right? The question here will be doing it. Okay. Take out the worksheet. Oh, sorry. Take out that book which we have it. I have the worksheet. जय तेरे पास होगा ये this take this first this also first you will take this one देता हूँ both you have ना जय ये वाला है two I have given you have Saloni this one take this one first question is type 1 basic ratio and proportion the total number of student in a school is what 140 2140 this is total students in a school the number of girls in a school is 1200 girls are 1200 how many boys will be there 940 right then the ratio of number of boys to girls how many boys are there ये वाला Saloni, you have done this तुम तो सॉल्व करो बैठ मुझे लगा you have not done it. Percentage also you have done it. Bit. And profit or loss. अच्छा ओके ठीक है don't worry. 47:60. Option B. Second question, see. 48% of first number. We're saying 48% of first number is 60% of second number. What is the ratio of first number to second number? So let's say first number is A. First number is A. Second number is B. What is given? 48% means 48 by 100 of A is equal to 60 by 100 of B. What you are supposed to find out in this?